these government employees, and they were government employees by the United States, to not only reveal their identities, but to become fully functioning government employees of the United States and to receive all of those benefits beyond merely being these iconic agents that fought the world without being properly recognized. There were a number of different arguments for and against it, and the ones that were against it did not want their human lives to be absorbed into their superhuman lives, to the threat of themselves and the people that loved them, the people they protected, and their own sense of humanity, because some powers were destructive against the sense of being human. But there were those who wanted that backing and wanted to genuinely have the full support. And then things got political. Because of the shadow of World War II and the nationalization of heroes, things got pretty ugly. And groups of DSA agents began fighting each other. Teams began fighting each other. And it started to get out of hand. The freelancers got involved, those who were not government agents, back in 2014, because they sided with those who wanted to keep the status quo, keep the old way of superheroing going by being icons toward the people, independent of being human. And there were those who figured it's not sustainable. So all of the heroes started fighting each other, and it became a big mess until 2015. New Year's Day on 2015, portals opened in the sky across Earth. Over the past 5 to 10 years, there had been a slow brain drain from around the world. Leading scientists in varying fields left their jobs, and in some cases angrily, and simply disappeared into the mist. And many intelligence agencies, national intelligence agencies, couldn't find them. Well, on 2015, only a few short years later, after the beginnings of those disappearances, the truth was known. An organization had been building in the background called the Independent Persons for the Advancement of Science and Technology, IPAST for short. And they went mad, in essence. They became technocrats, believing that humanity could not save itself and that this technocracy had to overtake Earth and all of its people and all of its resources to use science and technology to save them or simply to control them. And so this became a war almost instantly. When the main heroes went to fight IPAST, it turned out that IPAST, in gathering their mad scientists back in 2015, they used a time machine to do this and to go into a pocket dimension and to develop their science and technology at dozens of times the rate as could be possible on Earth, and to develop massive hyper technologies that they wielded against Earth's defenses. And the only ones that were advanced enough to stand a consistent chance against them were superheroes and their villainous counterparts who decided to join in because, well, you're not going to take my planet. So there was a truce called. The DSA civil war was put to an end, and a lot of fences were mended with the villains themselves when they offered to help. And there was some clemency. And some of those villains have become heroes today. The invasions and counter-invasions of the IPAST war lasted about 3 weeks in 3 waves, where IPAST came on stronger and stronger and ultimately so advanced that they lost much of their humanity in the process. There were interdimensional battles in the IPAST war. One of the key events and one of the turning points of the IPAST war was the Battle of Leo, low Earth orbit. IPAST was getting close, and they were absolutely best stuff. There was a villain named Spectra who launched herself at the mothership of IPAST and exploded. Whether they fired upon her or whether she detonated herself, that took care of the mothership, and pieces of that mothership and some escape pods did manage to make it to Earth, but the invasion was broken. There was no trace of Spectra after that, as she disintegrated into 7 different parts of 7 different bolts of light that were never seen again. And she was never seen again. 2016 was strange because the end of the iPast war included a massive dimensional portal that sucked up all of the combatants that went to fight iPast. So the rest of the iPast war went interdimensional through a number of crazy dimensions that had different rules of physics, as everything started to malfunction and their own systems started to break down, while the heroes are trying to catch up with them and to defeat them, which they finally did. But this took about a year in real time on Earth. The villains that were left saw an opportunity. And there were very few heroes that didn't join the fight, so they were outnumbered. There was a mass breakout as the Department of Superhuman Activities activated the Guardsman team, and whoever they had left, bad guys and the remaining lower tier heroes wound up teaming up against the evil guys who were the better guys. And that's how that went for about a year. And the entire Earth was within the grasp of villainy for the duration of that time. There was martial law in places. It was a mess because the villains were just uncontrollable. Well, then the heroes came back in 2017, which is 8 years ago now. The skies opened up and the heroes returned with new powers, new outfits, new weapons, and new uniforms, claimed from iPast or crafted in that dimensional war in order for the heroes to survive. They didn't all make it back. There were a lot of heroes that were erased in the iPast war. But most of those heroes did return and helped DSA, that was on its last legs, to put down Villains Unlimited and to return most villains to the Hole and to other holding facilities around the world. When all of this happened, over that 4 years, heroes and villains fought side by side in more than one occasion. And this is why there's something called code. And there always was, but there's a new appreciation for the code now. At this day, no one, including most villains, wants to go through any Earth-threatening event again like that. And this is why the unspoken and reluctantly followed code exists. And the code goes something like this. Don't kick your opponent in the crotch. Don't pull on their cape. Don't use their costume against them. Don't embarrass them. Whether you're a hero or a villain, don't embarrass them. Don't try to kill in public like that just to make a point. You do that, you turn from bad guy to evil guy, or you turn from hero to bad guy. You slide right down the list and you never come back. And this is enforced both in the heroic and villainous communities. So there's a code to it. There's an unwritten code to follow. To sum it up, don't be a jerk. You can be a bad guy, but don't be a jerk. If you have to threaten the civilians, you have to threaten the civilians. We understand that. But at the same time, if you're going to torture the civilians or start causing them pain, the gloves are off because you broke the code. So I hope, as the players, that you understand that, or at least portions of it. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's the kind of vibe that the campaign is. That's the vibe that the campaign world is. There are anti-heroes, there are vigilantes, but they're looked down upon. They're definitely looked down upon because you can't trust them. So what I'm going to do next is in the table. And I'm going to show this because this is, again, the first time that I've done this as well. I'm going to show, and I have placards for all the characters you're going to meet. And I get to forward this probably just straight to the table. Yeah, I can. This is the issue that we will be playing today.
What store is it at? It's $2.99. I see that.
Yeah.
Can I get it at Walmart?
This will be called Through the Glass. Be patient with this issue because it will include multiple cutscenes and flashbacks. Bloop is going to be the star of the show. And that is the case for an origin issue. Each one of you will get one of these. Every single one of them will be done as a like with the same pattern because the origin issue is special. So it'll have that sidebar in your colors, with your uniform, with your glory shot. So we're going to do that for every number 0. And hopefully if we get to do it again, 5. Or we'll do it for the number 1, for the team's number 1, or for the limited series or something like that. Okay, does everyone have copies of the combat sheets? You know where to get the combat sheets. You know where to get the combat table. And that fourth thing, ranges, the range table. I have a copy right in front of me. Yeah, baby.
I got them all.
The only one I don't have is the range table, so you'll have to a little bit.
I got it all printed out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, loop number 0. Through the Glass. Oh,
You just
yeah,
need those 2 sheets.
I just need to tack this on because I have forgotten the names of the new, because I had to reconstruct Team 13, and you'll get to meet them as well.
Do we need the combat maneuvers?
Yeah, you need that too.
Okay.
The combat maneuvers, don't focus too much on. Those are individual combat. Anybody can do these. So if you want to try them out, okay. If you want to try them out, okay. All right.
Grab this one.
We are going to start in Pittsburgh. I asked you guys whether you wanted a unique setting, whether you wanted a specific setting. I got no answer, so here we are. By the way, initiative is D10. Every other roll in this system is percentile. Everything.
Now, will we be
Pittsburgh is
rolling
kind of
the
a third
table
tier
or
setting.
the 20?
What's that?
We rolling in the table or in the 20?
We can do, well, we need to decide. We can do it in the 20. It's going to be easy because you can.
Either or, whatever you want.
Unfortunately,
yeah, I think fine.
Unfortunately, we'll still have to use the table because, as you're going to discover, rolling in Roll20 does not give you the color value correctly. So you'll still have to go to the table to tell what color you get, and the colors are what's important for every action. Yeah. Okay, so we'll do it in Roll20. It'll be easy. That way I can tell you what to roll on. You can check from the combat sheet what attribute to roll with. It'll make it easier. Pittsburgh is a third-tier city in the United States. It has a downtown of assorted skyscrapers, several colleges and universities, and an array of neighborhoods. It is also the location of the operational headquarters of the Department of Superhuman Activities, or DSA for short. As such, both villains and heroes often start their careers in this city. Downtown, otherwise known as the Golden Triangle, this relatively small area is filled with offices, minor shops, a cultural district, Greyhound station, an Amtrak station, a light rail subway, Point State Park, Point Park University, the Federal Building, and several corporate skyscrapers. The Golden Triangle is bordered by the brick-paved Grant Street to the east, the Allegheny River to the north, Monongahela River to the south, and Point State Park to the west, and it has a fountain. DSA headquarters is located in the far eastern section of the city, in a sprawling facility. DSA headquarters is the location of operations, equipment, training, testing, and coordination of all of America's superhuman activities, missions, and support. Today, you are in a DSA armored vehicle headed for Oakland, much like a bomb squad truck. It's hexagonal in shape, top, flat bottom, but angular sides, with a thick cab in the front with armored windows, much like a Brinks truck. It is a dark bluish gray, which seems to be a common color on DSA materials and armor, which the people across from you are wearing. You are not wearing armor, except for the blue goopy girl sitting amongst you on your side of the vehicle. You're headed towards Oakland. Oakland contains multiple colleges and universities there, including the University of Pittsburgh and Carnegie Mellon University. It is one of these fictional University Pittsburgh buildings called Muncie Hall, where this story takes place. And this location is it's off of Fifth Avenue, near the Cathedral of Learning. The adventure begins in this DSA transport, who you are ready to receive the briefing from. There are five other guardsmen on the opposite side of the vehicle. Now, guardsmen are armored, not quite superheroes. They have some powers, but they're not very strong. And they're there just to clear the area and help clear up minor rapid deconstruction issues and other things that can get in the way of the agents that are due to come in to clear the area. They're specialty first responders working with police, firefighters, and medics to form a perimeter and to monitor the situation so that DSA knows what's going on. Now, you're in a vehicle with a guardsman team, so obviously there's something going on. You're riding in this dark slate gray-blue armored vehicle, bouncing slightly on the blue padded seats and seated next to each other. All of you are wearing the bluish-gray jumpsuits that were issued in long weeks of training, with your chosen agent codenames held onto the right side of the jumpsuit by Velcro. The jumpsuit each of you wear is adorned with and the DSA Eagle Head shield, bronze on navy, on your right sleeve, with darker gray boots, except for Bloop. Bloop, similar to the armored guardsman team across from you, is wearing a dark gray-blue, almost water blue armor, with colored banding around its edges, the shoulder pauldrons and the cuffs, the wrists, and the knees. The guardsman armor has royal blue edging, but Bloop's armor edging is white, and its styling is significantly different from what the guardsmen wear, but you can tell that the armor is related. The DSA Eagle Shield is over the heart of the guardsman armor that you're looking at, but Bloop's armor is without any markings or insignia, not even her name. The guardsmen themselves are of varying size, shape, color. One of them has crimson red skin, and you can tell because her helmet, like most of the helmets, doesn't cover the mouth. And you can tell that she, in particular, has crimson red skin and black lipstick. At the front of the compartment is a large screen bracketed by a compact tool locker. DSA Eagle Head logo wavers and blinks out, replaced by the face of an aging, pale-skinned male with long, thin features, sandy brown hair, and light brown but intense eyes. It is the focused face that you've gotten used to by now during your training. This is Mark DeWitt, your DSA liaison. He says, "You're on your way to Oakland as an observation component of the team that's responding to superhuman crime in that area. Are you prepared for the briefing? And he looks around the room. The guardsmen nod, but you have yet to respond.
I'll do my best.
Mr. Sherdobit. This Bloop was just waving at the screen.
I will not disappoint.
He says, are there any questions about the location that we're heading to?
Yeah, tell me about it.
The location you're heading to is called Muncie. Muncie Hall is directly across from the Cathedral of Learning at the heart of Pittsburgh's University of Pittsburgh. Oakland is a thriving neighborhood that has a lot of college students in it. And that could be a problem simply because younger people in a situation like this could get too close, want to take pictures, or to be stunned by what they see unexpectedly. So that might be a challenge that is area specific.
What's the mission?
There's been an attack on Muncie Hall at the University of Pittsburgh. There is a science and research laboratory on the second floor that the attackers are after. In this lab is a gel-filled crate containing 6 micropower generator cores. These generators were locked into the powered condition by a resident scientist there, a Dr. May Wilcox. These generators have proved to be unstable upon being powered on. Following safety protocols, Dr. Wilcox and lab assistants locked them into their storage container. These cores are currently stabilized by the pressurized gel that surrounds them within the container. A revolving graphic of the container is shown on screen with a flicker of indicators and movements both too fast and too small for you to read. This is the container. The plastic container is white and red, that has white with red banding and hazard labels. It is 3 feet long, 18 inches wide, and 1 foot tall. It weighs approximately 120 pounds, mostly because of the pressurized gel in the outer surrounding canister. There are 6 inner canisters that hold the power cores themselves, and there are glass viewports to view the contents of the case. If you see on top, on the bottom right, there are red catch release buttons on the top of the container and a recessed pressure gauge and warning light recessed into the upper right of the top of the container. If the gel is removed from the container, there is a low initial energy emission hazard. We do not know what kind of energy will be emitted in this case. We do know that the reaction will accelerate over time, leading to a possible explosion that could bring down the entire building, which is a quarter of a city block. Do you understand the target of the attack?
So there are people going after a thing of making explodies.
It's more complicated than that. These are sensitive power cores. We want to try to preserve them, as they are experimental. Unfortunately, the experiment went badly, and they are currently stabilized within the container. The container itself is fragile. One of the bigger guardsmen leans across the aisle between you and towards the screen. He has giant mutant hands and heavy dark gray gloves to cover them. His outstretched fingers could wrap around your chest. He wears a set of equally oversized nunchaku strapped to his back like a greatsword. He's a big guy, hunched over, but you can only see his wide mouth under his helmet, under his war visor. His nameplate reads Nux, N-U-K-S. He points at your blue GUI team member in the altered guardsman armor, and he asks, "So is that why the slime girl?" Mark DeWitt says, "No, There is no relation. Now I'm going to explain the superhuman psyche. They call themselves the Deconstruction Crew. First, you have I-Beam. He's the default leader now that High Steel has left them. He carries a small hand laser for welding purposes, but his major power is green lasers emanating from his eyes. He can cut through support structures in half just by looking. Second is Rivet, 2 T's. He carries twin modified rivet guns that shoot heated construction rivets. He can riddle through steel with those rivets. He's the one with the blue visor. Third is Hammerjack Red. He's a little bit of a fighter, but his real power lies in his twin vibration piston guns. He can vibrate structures apart, split off armor, and create an expanding tremor field and around a growing area if alone. Finally, a steamroller. Half of his body has been replaced by a cyborg steamroller. He may be slow and difficult in maneuvering, but he's deadly when charging in a straight line. The Deconstruction Crew has been desperate for literal power, as they were originally cybernetically altered by our agency to give them the powers that they have now, mostly to repair superhero battles after the devastation has been complete and the supers contained, or that they've been able to escape or been run off of the site. They've been augmented with new hoses and tubes that we believe to be technorganic and are not part of their original cyborg elements. We don't know if they've been increased or decreased in power because of this, but their physical movements so far on site seem slower and less coordinated. Do you understand the superhuman actors involved?
So we're gonna be fighting supers?
Your job is to observe while your fellow guardsmen set the perimeter. There may be a long arrive. If we are forced to use you, I'll contact you myself through the comms that you have in your earpieces or through the guardsman team locally. If they come to you and say that it's go time, then you are free to engage. But do not engage until then.
Look to Spectrum. Any questions, man?
We're here to watch them set up perimeter and be on site in case needed.
Yes. This is also an opportunity for you to see how they and how most superhuman engagements are conducted, so that the damage is limited. And honestly, some of these superhuman villains, as we have come to call them, appreciate that so that they can get about their business without being disrupted by civilians close by. Some villains actually appreciate that. Don't take that too far. Right now, you're traveling alongside 13. Right across from you, from left to right as you're looking at them, is Nux. You've already met him. She-Devil, Broadway, Exhaust, and Correctamundo.
Mm-hmm.
They am not big bloops.
I'm sorry, say that again, Bloop.
Bloop just kind of gently pokes Nux because he's probably the closest.
Oh yeah, you're sitting across from him, across from him.
Bloop, they big bloops. They where Bloop with home.
Well, Nux looks at you a little weird because he's been watching you the whole time. And he's mildly curious about the armor that you're wearing, as you see him looking you up and down trying to figure it out. He responds with, "No, Bloop, we're guardsmen. We're the second team. We take the heat so that the heroes can get the glory. That's what we do." Enough of that chatter, Nux. Mark DeWitt continues. You're approaching the location. You'll be on the east side of the building. Fifth Avenue is behind you, and that's a major threat. On site, there are 3 cars that have suffered damage because of falling rubble. So you'll need to go there and check those out. The guardsman team will go ahead to see exactly if there's anyone that needs help. And if they do, they may call you in. Otherwise, the north side of the building has had its facade sheared off, probably by accident. And some of the deconstruction crew members are arguing amongst themselves right now. Clearly, they did not mean to do this, but they're still looking up at the second floor to try to get these power cores and that container and to get away. Most of the civilians inside the building have safely evacuated. However, the stairwells are both exposed. So if there are any other civilian people who have not successfully evacuated, going to have a tough time going down those stairwells whose integrity may have been compromised.
I have a question. Should we use Rodalay's flight to scout ahead? Or should we just wait for the
Again,
guardsman?
do not engage in any way unless you are requested. And the reason
Yes,
for
sir.
this is we do not want these villains in a contained space to change their vectors and to think that you're the agents. Remember, you're just in jumpsuits. The only one of you that approaches their final costumed form in order to gather that intention intentionally is Bloop. So this goes doubly true for you, Bloop. Your circumstances are a little different. Try not to attract attention unless you absolutely have to.
Right. Okay. Bloop think Bloop understand.
Nux looks over his team and says, all right, guys, standard protocol. We've done this 1,000 times. We want to make sure that we center around the block. I'll use the streets as our friends. That may be open area. We understand that. Back everybody off the four corners. Make sure that we've got that square secured. The soldiers and sailors building is down to the west, but we don't need to worry about that. That's been evacuated. East is a little bit bigger of a problem. Broadway, what do you think? And Broadway, he says, I've got that, boss. Don't worry about that. I know some people over there. I go over there for lunch. All right, you've got it. She-Devil, you're going to be our communications. And she sags her shoulders immediately upon hearing that. Why do I have to be back there with that all the time? You've got to stay with the truck. Your appearance could frighten people. We know that. DeWitt knows that. Everybody knows that. We'll try to change that role once we get some more badges under our belts. Everybody knows what they need to do. Once we pile out of the truck, you guys are basically stay in here until we get the surrounding area cordoned off. Then what we'll do is you guys will help crowd control once we get the four corners of this city block situated. Okay?
Got it.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, we know that you guys have power. We know that you do. We know that you're training to be agents. Look, we don't hold anything against you. We just don't want the situation to get out of control and to get people starting to run around in a panic. The moment that happens, that's a target-rich environment. You guys get that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
hard
it.
protect when
Hi.
things
Understood.
spread out.
Anything for DSA, can't wait for my actual suit, and I looked at Blue. We can do this.
Okay, exhaust. There's no fire out there, so you don't need to use your powers yet. But Correctamundo, we may need you. Says, okay, I'll ask the right questions. Correctamundo here. He's a psychic. He can tell when people are telling the truth, but it has to be a specific question. That's his power. All right, guys. As the vehicle starts to slow down. All right, get ready to jump. Standard
Well.
procedure, stay out of sight. Don't alert them to our presence yet. If they see the vehicle, they see the vehicle. If they see the vehicle and fire on the vehicle, you guys can go at it.
Got it.
Okay.
Understood.
Mission priority. Step 1, save the city. Step 2, stop the bad guys. Step 3, press conference.
I just facepalm.
Okay.
Let's not
So
get
roll
ahead of
20.
ourselves.
In roll 20, I'm going to reposition you guys, and your vehicle is going to stop here.
Oh
Okay.
my,
It's
I'm
going to stop
way
to
zoomed
the
in.
south of you. So you guys can put yourselves in any of these 4 squares, this being the top left corner. You guys can decide where you want to be.
I have a question real quick. How do I minimize people's names and pictures? It's like half the map
Go to the
for me right now.
cogwheel, and then audio video display, player avatar
Yeah.
video size, smaller names only.
Okay.
We'll
I was
wait.
like,
Yeah,
I
'cause
don't
I
know why
think-
they seem bigger than ever right now.
They tend to go to
Yeah.
large by default sometimes. So
Yeah, I always switch it to names only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to do
names
smaller
only.
names only. It's the easiest way to see everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're
oh my
not-
goodness, that's way better. Wow.
Okay. Now,
It was
before
half
we
the
begin-
map.
Before we begin, I have set up your tokens. If you click on them, you should get 3 bubbles. Does everybody get 3 bubbles when you click them?
Yep.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm half blind, so I have to zoom all the way in.
Yep.
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay. Red is your health. Blue is your karma. Green is your initiative bonus.
Okay.
I
Oh,
get
okay.
0.
Yeah,
Oh,
most of you have 0. So I think one of you has a 1. I don't remember.
I have a one.
I also have a 1.
Okay. So as you pile out of the truck, you see the guardsmen running in all 4 cardinal directions. Except, of course, for She-Devil, who stays with the truck. Also staying with the truck right next to you guys is the short, thin guy whose armor barely fits him, named Correctamundo. And he's just standing there and he's scanning up one street and scanning down the other. And you notice that he has a rifle in his hand. All these guys came with rifles. And he's not saying anything to you guys just yet. The vehicle, by the way, is south of you and takes up these 2 squares. That's not important now. But you guys have gotten out to observe. You don't hear anything on your comms yet until you hear somebody, and you don't know the voices yet, yell out, "They're firing on me! They're firing!" Somewhere up here, the guardsman that ran this way, and you don't even remember his name, is lying flat on the ground. He is unconscious.
Straight to the north.
Yep. It comes over the comms. Nux's voice says, "Exhaust! Exhaust report! Aw, hell! Broadway, get back here! They're going live! Everybody find some cover!" Now you hear a bunch of yelling, and the yelling is around the north corner of the building. You also see that there's rubble that's poured out into the street and covered the entire street. Right where he got shot, he was climbing up onto that rubble, and that's when he got taken down. That rubble exists from here all the way to the west, out of your view. You don't know how much damage has been done in that. It's a lot. And a couple of these cars have been partially covered, and one of them the one to the north is almost completely unrecognizable. You see a headlight, and that's it.
Number 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should
What
we go?
do you do? We're not in combat yet, but what do you do? Starting with Spectrum.
Spectrum starts walking north.
Okay. Your movement speed is based upon your endurance. So take a look at the movement chart, first page, second table on the left. Just note what your movement is based on your endurance rank. Since you're going to the north, okay, I've got yours.
I'm
Runaway.
so confused right now.
It's a new system. Movement, you'll get used to it.
Runaway is also going to elect to head north, concerned that there may be hostages or possibly injured that need to be tended to.
Okay, you're gonna move north. Got you. Gravitas.
I'm going to notice I'm moving north. I'm going to try to stop them and be like, guys, we're supposed to wait till we get the order.
Okay. Bloop.
Bloop will look to She Devil and correct a move to
The
Bloop
She-Devil's not
and-
visible. She's inside the
Oh,
truck. Correct.
okay,
Mundo is the
correct a move to the Bloop
Okay.
and the others can grab your friend, right? Drag back exit into safe.
That's what they're supposed to do. Unfortunately, one of our guys just took it, and he's down. So I don't know what Nuck's going to do. But we need to get some cover. Us guardsmen and you guys too. We need to get cover to figure out exactly how dangerous. So let's practice around. Those of you that are going to move, since you've intended to move, on the combat sheet, first page, the second table down says movement on it, and has endurance rank and areas per turn.
Okay.
Okay, take a look at what your endurance is.
Okay. My endurance
Everybody,
is
this
there.
is going to be what you do.
My
For
movement is a 2 because I have
don't-
excellent endurance.
Yes,
What does RM mean?
RM is remarkable. These are the column names.
Okay.
What is your endurance spectrum? Again, this is a new system for you guys.
Well,
Be
mine
patient.
is
Learn everything
mine
one by
is-
one.
mine says good.
Okay, good is between poor and excellent. So your movement rank is 2 squares,
Okay.
2 areas.
I'm confused with the FB and all that.
Okay, I'm going to
He's
explain that.
feeble.
I know. I get it, but
Okay.
why wouldn't they just use the same rank?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Because the good's not on there.
Good
It's
is
between feeble and excellent, right? So it'd be
between
2.
poor and excellent. Poor, typical,
Okay.
and excellent are all 2 areas per round.
I guess it's the hyphen. So I can move 2 squares,
Correct,
and that's per round.
per round.
So that works like the initiative in Star Wars. Per round, I can move 2 squares and all that.
Yeah, this is your move. You can take it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, you can.
1,
Now, if you're doing anything else, like fighting, it's going to reduce your movement to half or to 1. Don't move yet.
Oh,
Don't move
I
yet.
thought you
Round
said 2
hasn't
moves.
started.
Okay.
Round has not started.
My bad. I apologize.
Yeah, just put your icon. Slow your roll. Slow your roll. Okay, now that we have all of the actions, now, and I'm going to roll initiative for Correctamundo right now. That is a 3. So and the way we'll do this,
Select the
if you guys want to do it in Roll20, you'll do it. You can do it that way, but I'm going to do it on a count system from the highest initiative downward. And we'll do it that way. When your number comes up, it's your turn. It's the easiest way to do that with a lot of stuff on the board. So Correctamundo got a 3. Tell me what you got. It's a D10 for initiative, plus your initiative modifier. It's a simple D10. This is all coming up in chat here.
Button?
This is the initiative. Or you can-
Where's
or
the
you can just-
initiative button?
It's under the attribute numbers.
Yeah, it's
right under
below
resources.
resources.
Wow. You guys are all rolling good. You don't, if you rolled it, let's do this in D20 for now. Open up your sheet. Locate your initiative roll. and it should say roll. Have at it. Waiting on you.
I'm working on it. I have no idea how this system works.
No, of course. Again, this is a one shot. That's why.
This is the learn shot.
Open up your character sheet on Roll20. Underneath your
I know that.
attributes, initiative, roll. Click roll.
Aha!
Yes.
There.
There. Now we have initiative. We are going to start with Runelay. Your action. North 2 squares before Bloop says anything. You can do it now.
And yep, Renee is
Now,
going
here's
to
the thing.
move forward.
Here's the thing. Actually, put your could you put your marker back, because I need to explain one more thing. Does anybody want to change their action right now? And this is where you get to change your action. If you want to change your action, it will be at a yellow agility feat.
Oh.
If you don't want to move, you want to change your action. Does anyone want to change their action? If one of you wants to change your action just to see how this works, you can. It's fine. We're not in combat yet. I'm treating this as a tutorial for you guys.
I do
Well,
not.
I suppose since I'm first, and if we can test it, I can give it a go since I have pretty good agility.
Okay, you will need a yellow agility color. You'll need a yellow agility color result. Look up what your agility is. Roll it on
My
that column
agility
on the
is
combat table.
remarkable, so I'm going to need
66.
66. Okay.
Percentile roll. Hit it. Okay.
Hey!
76.
You get to change your action. You can do anything else, but the result of that action is going to be at -1 column sheet intensity. What is your new action?
My new action is going to be reacting to gravitas mentioning to us to stop, and Runelay will abide by that and
Okay.
wait for further orders.
Understood. You do not move. You do not move. You begin the Runelay. And you can call out your name if I hit your number, you can call it out. Runelay, you're up.
Really just went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So essentially,
10.
Runelay
Okay.
will. She looks like she starts to move forward because she's worried about potential casualties or injuries up there with all the rubble. But as soon as she sees some of the others hesitate, it's like, well, no. Perhaps you are right. We should wait for further orders before doing anything rash. And we'll
10.
hold her
9.
arms in front of her stomach in a very
Okay.
formal stance and just kind of wait for further orders.
Okay. Are your actions complete?
Yes.
Then the countdown is on. 10. 9.
That's me.
8. 9 is you?
Yeah,
You got somebody on 9? That's Hessen. All right.
that's Bloop.
You can take your action now.
Yeah, she's just looking at correct Mundo. Am it been go time yet?
No, I have to wait for Nux to make the call. Damn it.
Eh,
Exhaust, you better be okay.
yeah, but Bloop is just looking up at the injured exhaust laying on the ground.
Oh yeah.
She's just wiggling in place, just like rapidly vibrating.
Let me know if your action's complete.
That's complete.
All right. 8.
Me. I'll just say, just wait for further orders. This is our first mission. Don't blow it. And that's my turn.
7. 6.
That'd be me.
Yes. Yeah, you got to pipe in.
Now, I have a question.
Yeah.
If I move diagonal, is that 2 squares or no?
In this system, this is weird but true. Diagonals count as 1.
Okay.
We may fix that later, Zealot, but diagonals have been 1 in this system.
I never liked the diagonals to his saga, anyways. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's 1
just,
in this system.
yeah.
Are they together? There it goes.
Make your move. You've got 2 squares. Pick them.
Boom.
Okay, you're there. Now you're on the sidewalk. Okay, so he's booking it. 5, 4, 3, which is Correctamundo, and Correctamundo points out, reaches an arm out towards Spectrum. Like, hey, wait, you can't go up there. You don't know what you don't know what's up there yet. Nobody's reported. Top of the round, and I'm gonna roll. I'm rolling off screen, so let me know if that bothers you, and I'll roll on the screen. I've got a 10. Roll your
Bloop
initiative.
got it
Don't
too.
roll your initiatives yet.
Oh.
Don't roll your initiatives yet. You need to declare your actions first before initiative. So I'm going to go around the table, starting with Spectrum.
I'm just holding.
Spectrum?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
What's
just
your
holding
action?
position. Oh, Spectrum.
Starting with Spectrum. What is your declared action for this round?
Well, I don't know what a declared action means, so
Well,
Spectrum
you can say
Spectrum
anything.
is surveying the building.
Okay, if that
And
is the
that's
case, then you will need an intuition roll. You're going to stay there
okay.
and inspect the building that you see. This side of the building on over here. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
We're
Well,
checking
he's
out
like
that side.
so Spectrum is I hope this works. That is not working. Hang on. Boom.
Tell me
Okay,
what-
Spectrum is checking the whole side of the building, like looking for anything, shadows and windows, people moving, damage. He's trying to understand for himself, not being told what's going on, what's
Okay.
happening here.
Okay, that will require an intuition roll. Green, yellow, and red, different things, and that will
My
be your
in-
declared action.
Let's start with my intuition is excellent, and
You
it
have to
has
wait
a
till you
value of.
finish it, though.
Don't
Okay.
roll anything. Just
I'm not
keep your
rolling
declared
anything. I haven't. I'm just
Yeah.
mentioning it to understand
Yeah.
this.
So you can set it up. Okay.
I learned by doing, and so
Okay. So we're gonna do a perception roll during this round, so we can show you how that works. So
Okay.
declared action going around the table. Runaway.
Okay, mine is hinging on a question.
Ask me.
Exhaust. Where on specifically on the map is he? How far away from us is he?
Exhaust, because there's been a significant amount of time between when you piled out and now. Exhaust was shot down here. Yes, 1 square
Okay.
north of that.
Just next to 2.
Just to the right of the number 2.
Would that count within the range if I was to try and give him a glyph to protect him?
What is your glyph's power?
If this could work, I
Power
would
level.
like to use my Remarkable. And I would like to
Okay.
try to use Glyph of Sanctuary, which is the warding one, and we decided that one has a range of 20.
Okay, well, take a look. You've got your range. If it's within 20,
1,
you
2,
can do it from
3,
here.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12.
Ah, you can use the distance. Use the measuring stick.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah, it's
7,
within
That's 13
13
squares.
squares.
Yep. If that is the
That's
case,
13
my
squares
declared
right here.
action is I'm gonna try to give him a Glyph of Sanctuary to prevent further damage.
Okay, you're going to give him that force field. Okay, that is your declared action. Going around the table, Gravitas.
I'm just holding position.
Okay, you're going to be the good soldier. I got you. You're not going to be penalized for that nor punished. Bloop.
I guess she'll observe exhaust to see if his armor is moving, like for breathing.
Oh, I can already tell you. Well, you know what? That will be an intuition roll. All good?
I have a question.
You do. Go ahead.
What if I want to change what I want to do?
Okay. We will roll initiative first, and then you get to change your action.
Okay.
You have to roll for it. You don't just get to change
Roll
it.
initiative now.
Are we roll
We
initiative
roll initiative
again?
now. Yes.
Yeah, we roll it
Every round.
every round.
Every round.
Oh,
Initiative changes.
well, that's going to be neat and different.
That's very different.
Another 11. God damn.
Runelay being speedy.
I don't even have my wings
Okay.
out yet, and I'm already
If
outspeeding
there
everyone.
is a tie, usually I'll just have you guys roll again, and it'll be 3.9 or 3.10 or whatever it is. So Shane and Dragon, roll again, please,
Okay.
to battle it out between you.
Boom.
Okay, we'll scoot Dragon up to 4. Your initiative is now 4. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. From the top. The top is, at this time, Correctamundo at 10. Correctamundo stays right where he
Well.
is and furiously touches his
I
earpiece.
got an 11. Would I
You
be
got an
at the
11. You're
top?
first. That's right, 11. Start with 11. Runelay.
Okay. Brunelay she's gonna place her hands out in front of her and start sketching into the sky, and you can see a beautifully ornate royal blue and purple coated glyph begin to create its form in the sky in front of her, while also a similar one grows on her back, even from out beyond her uniform, all while her eyes from underneath the visor are staring directly at the wounded exhaust.
Okay.
Once she has fully drawn the rune, I will make the roll and throw it towards him.
That is an agility feat. That is the target that you are shooting at. And you'll get a +1 to the roll because he's prone. A +1 column shift.
All right. So that means I need to just get a 31 or higher to successfully get him with the glyph.
Okay, so let's talk
Looking
it
at the
through.
chart.
You shifted 1 column shift to the right.
To
And so that
incredible.
should
Yep.
be on the
I
incredible
shifted
column.
to incredible, yes.
Yes. Just so everybody else knows. It's a tutorial for them too. Column shifts are,
yeah,
we need to
I
explain.
am remarkable in my power, so that would put me to incredible.
Yes. Well, it's your agility that you're doing this, not your power intensity.
Well, that's also remarkable, so I guess...
Yes, same deal. All right. And all you need is a 31.
Oh,
Oof.
gosh. That's only a 7.
What? Oh, that's a 6. The number isn't
Well,
raised. The
with the
column
+1, it would be a 7,
No,
but...
the number 1 on the column shift should be rolled on the incredible table, the incredible column, which we can't do column shifts here. That's why we have this. So it's fine. You are at 6. Now, in order to get that 31, how much karma do you have?
I have... We'll check 32 karma.
Okay. You can spend karma to increase any roll at any time. And the number distance that you need to get to the base color of green is exactly what you will spend, and no more. So to get from 6 to 31, you have the option to spend 25 karma now to make this a hit.
Yes, I am going to do that.
All right, deduct that karma from your karma total. We'll see it on your sheet, and we will see your karma.
And that's 25, you said?
Yes.
Okay. So that'll put me down to 7.
31. You need a 31, and you rolled a 6. So you need 25. Yes.
Yep, there we go.
The glyph flies out and sort of shatters over him, but as it does, the shatterings form this gridwork in a spherical shape, and these bars come over him of the same colors as the glyph, the same eldritch colors of the glyph. And then all of these, the panels fill in with flickerings until there's a dome over him. Exhaust now has a force field, and that force field's intensity is, based on your sheet,
Based on. Okay, so it's going to be intensity specific to the
power stun.
power stun. Okay, so
Yes.
I am remarkable with that power.
And that's going to be the same number as your power then, 26. He has a force field of 26 of protection.
Alrighty.
You have done that. Correctamundo is next at 10, and he's not too happy about that, but he's looking between the group of you, and he says, Nux, this is getting out of control here. The rookies, they're getting engaged. They're getting into it. And Nux says, stay with it. Stay with the corner. If they want to engage up there, let them have their humanity. Let them do the right thing. And Exhaust is down. We're waiting from the buildings next door. And Corruptamundo turns over, looks at you guys, gives you a salute, all three of you. And Corruptamundo says, hey, you're on. It's go time. Go be heroes.
Go time.
Best of luck. So, 9, 8. I'm counting down the initiative. That initiative is your number? Stop me. Dragon, you have a, that's right, you have 4. 8, 7,
That's
6.
me. Bloop is 7.
7. Okay.
Well, Bloop, what was
You didn't
gonna?
declare.
Huh?
You didn't declare. You declared that you weren't going to move yet, but you were going to make an intuition roll.
Yeah.
From here.
Although Bloop has told it's go time.
Right, but you cannot change your action now. So you're going to make an intuition roll.
I thought it was an agility
survive
feat
safe.
to change your action.
Yeah.
Only, and you have to do that before it begins.
Oh,
You have to change your
okay.
action before the round begins. Once the round begins, we're set. We're locked in.
Okay. Okay, so I cannot change what I'm doing now that I've heard it's go time.
Yeah, not this round. You'll have to work through with what you were doing.
From what I
Alrighty?
understand, this goes at a little slower pace than what we're used to.
Oh, it's going to speed up quick. It's going to speed up quick once we learn it.
All right.
So you can make an intuition roll now. Your intuition is what?
5. Typical.
Ooh, 5. It's on the typical column. You gain no column shifts whatsoever. So you're going to
Well,
roll on the typical. And
Can I argue a column shift?
you can try.
This is guardsman armor, and Bloop is
Well,
wearing guardsman armor.
Yeah.
Guardsman armor is her home.
Oh, you're going to get me with the. Well, I'm going to say no to that because we discussed that this looks like guardsman armor, but is not actual guardsman armor. It's her being, if you remember.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have the functions of guardsman armor. Nice try, though.
I figured she'd be used to seeing movements on armor. Alrighty
No, not really. No.
then.
Make your roll.
Alright, so I need a 51.
That is correct. You need a 51. Well,
Yeah.
you got a 49. Would you like to spend karma?
I could spend 2 whole karma.
Yes, you can spend 2 whole karma. Okay.
Alriady. So
Now
minus
to get
2
your green.
karma.
Now
Boom.
get your green. Now looking at the area up near where exhaust went down, which is what you're looking, you notice from here that in this car, you also notice that in this car, there's somebody struggling to get out and they're trapped in there. There are slabs of concrete and rebar that are poured over this general area from left to right, right up here at number 1, this location. There's somebody trying to get out of that car. Exhaust, however, is lying on a pile of rocks extended all the way to the other sidewalk, and he is not moving. Not moving at all.
Fred person not moving. Oh, so that Bloop sees someone in first car. Someone trapped.
Okay. Free actions you can do anytime. Free actions and stalking you can do it anytime.
Oh, we can. Oh, okay. That changes things.
Yeah, we can talk to each other anytime.
I had a whole
Eh,
thing
we
I was
need to
gonna
get
say to
that
the guy
person
who
out of
told
the
me not to
car.
move.
Yeah, you can do that anytime. So we're going to go down the initiative tree. We've gone to 7, 6, 5, 4.
I'm 4.
You are 4.
Yes. Now I said I wanted to like scan the building, but I have a
Yeah.
question
Yes.
because I'm still learning this. As far as
Mhm.
I understand, I have an idea I want to do.
There is something
So,
important we need to tell you about the conditions of this fight. This is like 5. It's like 5:50 something in the morning. The sun has not come up yet. So you don't have a ready
oh,
source of light. You're going to be -1 column shift on your light emission power. But
okay.
dawn is coming. Dawn is coming.
Well, then I have an idea and I want to try it, no matter what.
You
And
can't
it's
change
still
your
kind of the same. It's still kind of the same thing, and that's why I want to ask. I want to
Yeah.
scan the. I want to scan the building,
Yes.
but on my powers here, it says I can gather photons around me and make it into a light, and I can do. It says does heat level damage, but I also have light control. Can I
Yes.
use it like a searchlight on the side of the building?
Ooh, that's a power stunt, my friend. That would be a
Okay.
power stunt, my friend, and you need 100 karma to start.
Okay. I was just
It's a good
curious.
idea. Put that in your back pocket.
Okay, so then I'll still scan the building then.
All right. You have an initiative. An intuition roll to scan specifically the east side and the facade of the building.
Yes.
Go ahead.
When I scan, is it because I said the building, I can't scan these 4 cars? I can't ping them, hang on.
Oh, that's going to be included. That's going to be
Okay.
included. These 4 cars are going
Okay.
to be included.
I was just wanting to know if I had to be specific with what I'm saying or
No, not for an intuition roll. You just have or
Okay.
surface or location. You can't scan everything around you. You have to focus on
No.
something.
No. I'm basically looking for, I don't know, damage or something to gather, something
Yeah,
to pull my
I get it.
attention from there to there.
Yeah, that's what you said. That's what you'll get.
Okay.
You'll get
So
that
how do I
line.
do
You'll
this?
get
I
the
have an
side of the building,
intuition of
that line of fire.
excellent 16.
That is correct, sir.
Roll it.
So yeah, you will need a minimum of a 41 on your
That
roll.
is also correct to get a green. If you get a yellow or red, you'll learn more.
Boom. I got a 49? Wait, is that me? No, that's not me.
39.
Yeah,
I didn't
39.
scroll down. 39.
You're short by 2. Would you like to spend karma to get a green?
I'm short by 2?
You're
Yes.
short by 2. You
Yeah,
require
I'll spend 2
41.
karma. That puts me down to 27.
Yeah, but look at the table first and understand why. On
Look
the
at the
excellent
table.
column, yeah, the combat table with the colors.
Oh, okay. Just a second. Smell
Yeah.
this.
I mean,
Look,
yeah.
look at all you with your high karma scores.
Okay. What now? We're on. That would put me on what? Remarkable.
Well, excellent. Your
Excellent.
intuition is
Okay.
not affected by the light conditions. Your intuition's not affected. No column shift here.
Okay.
So it's going to be excellent. On the excellent column, you need a 41 for the first green cell. You need a 41,
Okay.
correct? You see it?
Yes. Yes.
And you rolled a 39, so you're just barely short. If you can spend 2 karma to get the next color result, or the minimum color result, which is in this case green. So you
Okay.
can spend 2 karma to get a green,
Okay.
if
I'm
you want.
fine with that.
It's your choice. Okay, spend 2 karma.
Spent.
Okay, now looking over the side of the building is stonework and, of course, many different windows. The building is intact from here all the way to here. But this window in particular has been blown out, and there's glass in the street. And there's a couple of curtains billowing out of that broken window. The cars themselves, you look at all the cars, and those four cars do not contain anyone. And this car in particular has its door still open. Some people left in a hurry once they realized what was going on. You do not see anyone moving around through this window or any of the other windows that are on this side of the building. So this side of the building, at least, looks clear to you. So the vehicles. At least somebody checked them.
These vehicles are empty, and the building and I'm gonna point it out the same that you pointed out. From there to there, it looks intact.
But there's further damage the further north you go.
That car under the rubble, pointing it down at near exhaust, has someone in it trying to get out.
Then let's head up there.
Hang on, let me look at this. Are you going to see that are you going to catch this? No. Yeah, you didn't mention the cars north, just this side of the building. So it's Bloop that told you, but you haven't seen it yet. Okay.
Yeah, because Bloop noticed when she was checking on exhaust that there was somebody trying to get out of their car, but there's rubble on top.
Yeah, I kind of figured I wouldn't be able to see those cars, so.
Now to initiative level 4, 3.
That's me. I'm not doing anything.
That's Gravitas. Okay. And now we go to the top of the round, and we're going to do action. Starting with, we're going to start with Bloop this time.
Well, question: could Runale get Bloop, fly Bloop up to 1?
You don't know that. You don't know each other well enough to do that yet. You'll have to coordinate between yourselves.
Good news is free action can be taken anytime. You can coordinate right now then.
You can coordinate right now.
Well,
if I'm learning the system correctly.
Okay.
Okay, DM talk.
Know about
let me insert this. Let me insert this as a DM. In all the games I've ever played in this system, everybody loves the top of the round because you can all that stuff, and I'll let you do it. I'll let you discuss what your game plan is. That's the time to do that, and then you declare your actions to me. But eventually, you're going to run out of time, and I'll hit you at the table.
Yeah.
You guys want to discuss strategy? Now's the time before the round starts.
Okay, so we don't know Runale well enough to know that she can fly people. So
you know that she has flight capability. You've seen her wings.
Yeah,
you've trained together.
Well,
you know that she can fly.
Okay, Runale can fly Bloop. can fling Bloop up to one with flying thingy? If Bloop get up there, Bloop can push rubble up car and shield civilian from trouble.
You need to
Hopefully,
get the
it won't
civilian.
be.
Sorry, go ahead.
I can
You can
only hope
interrupt each
that
other.
my
This is
wings
role-playing.
will not be spotted, given that they tend to draw attention. But as long as your body is light enough, I imagine I can get you there with relative ease.
Oh, and by the way, you don't need an intuition roll for this. The villains that are shouting, and it's probably the villains shouting at each other, because you can hear clanking noises around the corner, and they're yelling at each other louder now and with greater animation in their voices. So they're not having a good time, and they're not agreeing on things. But it's too muffled from here to pick out words.
But given the
You need-
yelling, it's safe to assume that they're not paying super close attention to what is going on around them.
Maybe not.
You need to not protect the car. You need to get the person out of the car, Bloop.
Yeah, but
It's a great photo op for you.
Bloop need to help lift thing off car so person get out of car, and Bloop protect car while person
Run over there.
getting out running.
Correctamundo, who's standing next to you, says, "Hey guys, I've seen this before. If we're gonna fight the villains, you need people up there so somebody can act as a distraction while we save the civilians. I'll come with you if I have to."
Bloop can be good for distraction. Bloop can take it.
If I can fly you up there, then that would allow for the distraction to be enacted even sooner.
Yes. And then Gravitas can lift stuff off car.
Yes, you are familiar with each other's powers to some extent. Not perfectly, but to some extent.
Bloop.
That will
I
also
think
put me closer to Exhaust, so I might be able to check his vitals.
Yeah,
If
you've
there's
got
still
a
something in there, I may be able to use my glyph to heal him.
Yeah, this is trickier than it first appears. What is your real priority?
Bloop, you play distraction, and I'll blast the thing off of the car.
Okay.
Oh, you're a good distance away from me to try it.
Oh, I'm not. I'm still going to make my way up there.
Yeah.
But we all need
So
to move north, and he's
Yeah.
going to point. Let's start moving that direction now.
Does Gravitas say anything?
The Gravitas at this point would be running, so
Oh, so he's not paying attention.
Yeah,
he's already
so this-
bugging. All right,
this-
so we're gonna go
this
to
free
the route. We're
talk
gonna start
before the
with
initiative
Gravitas.
doesn't really work because, I mean, that took like a minute, and Gravitas would already be there by now.
Well,
Yeah,
this is
Gravitas
also
moving.
comic book
Okay.
time.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go to the top of the round. We're gonna start with Gravitas. You're moving to the north full tilt boogie.
Yeah. So how much movement do I get for that?
That would be. There is no full movement option. It is what it says on movement.
I only get 2 squares around.
That's it.
Yep.
There's no run, sprint, charge, anything.
Check the second sheet.
But there is a charge.
Yeah, you can charge everyone if you want.
I want to move as fast as possible.
Must move. Okay. And moving fast as possible at this time. There's nothing on here that says that you can do that. You can be inventive and gain other areas by. But I'm not going to tell you that directly. Your standard movement is your standard movement.
So there's no like dash action or anything. This is crazy.
No, there isn't.
You'd even in a full-on sprint, it'd take you minutes to clear a building.
Yeah, these are 6-second rounds. That's my answer for that.
I mean, we were talking for a minute, so
Yeah,
But you,
which is why we're declaring actions right now. So I'm gonna hand wave that time. So starting with gravitas, you're moving to the north and using your movement. Okay. Anything else on top of that?
that's it.
Now you can do move and use your power, but that cuts your movement in half.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I'll
understand
tell
that. I just want to move.
Okay. Okay, you want to move. Good. Spectrum.
I'm moving north. I'm going to that car.
Runelay.
I'm gonna sprout my wings, try to grab Bloop, pick her up, and fly up north.
Okay, she's adjacent. You will be able to do that. I will allow you to be able to do that and move.
Cool. And do I need
what
to make
is
any
your
rolls
flight
to pick her up?
speed? Now your flight speed matters now because you're going to go into flight.
My flight speed is 15.
Okay, that's your maximum. So your movement. What is your regular movement rate?
My regular movement on land is 2, and then it's 15 in the air.
Okay, so what's going to happen is you're going to accelerate 2 areas per round that you want to. So you'll start at 2 this round with Bloop, then it will increase to 4 next round, then 6, then 8, then 10, and all by 2s until you reach your top speed. Okay?
So you
Okay,
get
so
faster.
Yes.
I have a question then. When you go to stop, can you stop instantly or do you have to slow down?
No, deceleration is up. You can cut your speed
yeah,
up to half, rounded up.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I was curious.
In order to land, you need to be moving at a minimum speed of 3 areas per round. Otherwise, you cannot land. Understand that?
Yes.
That's the Bloop on
okay.
fly. Okay. So Spectrum, you're moving north. You're grabbing Bloop. Bloop, you're accepting being grabbed.
Yep.
Roll initiative. For correct Mundo, I've rolled a 1.
Da da da.
I've rolled a 1. By the way, 0-1 is a critical fumble. Double aught is a critical success.
I rolled a 10.
I wrote a 4.
And Runelay, that's yours
That's
a
a
7.
7 for me.
All right. Top of the round. Hessen, it's up to you.
All right.
You've
well,
decided to accept being grabbed, basically.
yeah. Bloop will basically get up to Runelay's arms and just kind of
Well,
ball
that's not how it
herself up
works.
for easier carrying.
Because actually, Runelay can use this floating disc where you can just climb onto it. You remember this, Micaiah?
Oh, that's correct. I can transfer the glyph
That's right.
underneath
You can
Bloop.
create this glyph underneath you that Bloop can climb onto and ride.
Would that be faster than me flying her up there?
Well, it's going to be the same speed, same rules for acceleration. It's still flying.
So I can have her on that glyph while I'm flying, and both of us can accelerate at the same rate up north.
And while you're thinking about this, you realize you could have everybody on this glyph, as long as they don't exceed your weight limit.
If
You
that
guys
is
are
the
rookies.
case,
You guys are rookies. You're learning this stuff.
can I free action mention this to the group?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You can
It
change, you can
has
change that, but since we've rolled initiative, it's too late to change that this round.
We're still locked into the actions of this round, but you can say this at any time. You can interject at
So-
any time.
what I
Yes.
could do is, since I'm already plotted into grabbing Bloop, I can still grab Bloop this round and fly with her, but then get the glyph out for Spectrum and Gravitas.
Oh, you don't need a new glyph
And the
for
next
that.
round.
Yeah, I mean, they can just climb on. If they're adjacent, they can climb on.
So as a free action before Bloop gets herself ready, who's wait a minute. I know how we can get up there faster. Spectrum,
listening?
Gravitas. While I'm
Then-
carrying Bloop, climb atop the glyph. You will accelerate with me and we can all get up there at top speed.
Okay, so I'm going to count. Don't move your token until your turn.
I didn't move it. I don't know
Oh,
why I
I
moved.
did that. I hit on do.
Get out of here! Get out of here, SWAT! Get out of here! I'm going to count down the initiative. 10, which is Hessen.
That's
9,
Bloop.
8. Okay, you're Bloop. Anything
I'm
else you
Bloop
want
at
to do,
10.
Bloop?
And she's just being picked up. She's basically
Okay.
curled herself up into a ball for easy carrying.
9, 8, 7, and at
That's me.
7, now you create the magic circle underneath of you, which still is utterly transparent between all of the glyphs and symbols, but it's yet somehow still solid.
And with
So that's
the
created.
glyph prepared, she's gonna also sprout her wings as she
Oh, sure, that's a package deal. So what happens next is that, well, there's a reason that there are triangular, long, triangular Velcro strips in your jumpsuit, because these raven wings come flying out with the dark purple tips at the ends of those wings, and beneath her, the magic circle forms, the floating disc. 6, 5, 4.
Me.
Yeah. So you're still
Spectrum's,
moving? Yeah, go ahead.
Spectrum's still going to move. Because the way I see it is everybody's locked into their action. So
Yep,
as
take
they
your pick.
pick up Bloop, the next round they're going to have to pick up Gravitas, and on the next round they can pick me up as we
Right.
move. Because I'll keep moving toward that direction. And they'll keep moving. So we should meet.
Yeah. Every round we play, this is going to get faster. Every round we get used to, this is going to get faster.
Yeah, it's getting
So-
easier now.
2, 3, 2. Gravitas.
I pass.
Yeah, you can choose to do nothing. You don't. That's the other thing I did forget to mention. You can choose not to take any action when your turn comes up. You can just choose to drop all action and stay right where you're at. Of course, this makes you vulnerable during the round, but you can choose to do that. That's fine. So we're back to the top of the round. Time to declare things. We're going to start with Spectrum.
Well, first I'm going to turn to them and say, pick me up when y'all get up here. And I'm going to keep moving north.
Okay, now keeping in mind, as Runelay gets faster, it's going to be tougher to make that little jump.
That's okay. I could jump off if I need to.
Well, the problem is you might not make it onto the disc.
True. Now, I have a question though. Can they choose to increase that speed or can they keep a speed they like?
They can keep a speed they like. You don't
Okay.
have to accelerate.
I could
speed.
technically go up. I go up 2 each round, correct?
Yeah, you have the ability to go up 2 rounds, but you don't have to.
So technically speaking, if I get to like 4 the round after this, I could stay at 4.
Yeah, well, you don't need the full 15 to clear that building anyway. That puts you past the car. So,
Now going up to 4 means you can't land, which means you're too fast for landing maneuvers, or something like makes it harder because you're above that landing type speed.
but look at your distance. See, you get it when you plan it. plan your distance there. That's all you got to do. Figure out when you need to throttle back.
Sure. Flying can have
Uh,
add complication to movement. Get lots of movement, but you have to pace it. You have to plan it.
Okay, I think I see where you're going with that ruler.
Yeah.
If I go 2, 4, 6 and then decelerate after 6.
remember, you have to pick me up. If you go too fast, you can't pick me up.
Yeah.
Now, we could do something like what I'm thinking is I put my hand out and you just who's strong? Who's strong here?
Bloop is strong.
Bloop would be
You're
the one
strong?
to do that.
Bloop,
Yeah, Bloop,
just reach
Bloop-
out. I'll put my hand out. You reach out, grab my hand. All you got to do is hold me.
You're gonna
Yeah,
yoink at him as he starts to scramble. Oh, this is gonna be funny.
Hey,
All right.
Bloop is good with grappling.
Yeah,
And grabbing.
Yes, you are.
yeah.
That
I mean,
will
we
count
don't
as a
actually
grapple.
have to be riding on the disc. We're just using it for the speed. And by doing so, you could let me go, and I could be right there at the car while y'all land.
Yeah.
Like you're doing like an airstrike, basically. You're dropping me as your airstrike. Which is
Yeah, you
pretty
want to
cool,
do
by
that
the
at
way.
high speed? Remember,
Oh.
momentum is a thing. And you will be moving at that speed without the ability to fly past your past landing speed. That's going to hurt.
Keep this in mind for the future. I don't know when we'll need it, but think about this. Doing the same maneuver, but with gravitas if we need to stop somebody, because gravitas can put his gravity on them. So if someone runs,
Now we're starting to think it.
use
Now we're starting
gravitas.
to think it.
Hmm.
Yeah, now we're starting to think it. There's
I
lots
see
of
how
things
this
you can
works.
do with your feet.
So we
This
get
is a teamwork game.
them
This is yeah, it is.
2, 4,
four.
4.
But I'm going to cut that off because you're still rookies. Think.
Yeah,
Spectrum,
but
you're still moving north. We're going
I
around
can
the table.
say it as players to my
Yeah, you
players.
Yeah, you can. You can make plans all you want.
Yeah.
So Bloop, you're being held. You're going to hang on. You're going to climb onto that disc.
Well, with Spectrum kind of shouting that, or I guess shouting that plan out. Bloop will have a tendril out ready to grab him, even though it won't be this turn that she'll grab him.
Yeah. And note that I'm being very, very how much you guys get to talk. That's not
Yeah.
going to exist in faster combat.
Well,
Get used to the system. Just so you can get used to the system and start.
also as we get used to each other, we won't need that as long. We'll be like Bloop airdrop maneuver.
Yeah.
Bloop goes into a ball.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, speeding up now, it'll slow it down again when we get into combat.
Yeah, every new thing, it'll slow it down again. Get used to things. That's how a new system always works.
I'm
So
ready
keep
to roll initiative.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're ready to move north. Bloop, you've got your action declared. Runelay, you have yours. Brings up Gravitas.
I'm going to get on Runelay's disc.
Okay. That is going to require a simple green agility feat to do so. Because
Fine.
she is hovering there and she's starting to move. Just to know that. Okay.
So if
rolling it.
Runelay, if she moves before I go, then it's over.
Well, as long as she's adjacent, you can still do it. You
Okay.
don't have to accelerate 2 areas per round. You can do 1 and then slowly speed up.
There's my fucking 2.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, top of the round, Shane and Hessen are tied. Roll again.
Well, okay.
All right, you came out on top. Top of the round, that's going to bump you up to a 10. So we're going to start with 10. Bloop.
Bloop extends her tendril ray to grab Spectrum.
Okay, well, the same deal. You have to climb up onto the disc. That's going to require a green agility feat, please.
Well, Bloop is currently held by Runelay.
Oh, that's right. She grabbed you. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You're on the
She
disc.
positioned herself to be already in tow.
Yes. 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 So we're counting down from that. 10, 9, 8,
Yeah,
That
Seven.
would be
Rudele.
No,
well,
I'm before.
9 is gravitas.
9 is gravitas. Gravitas, you're going to
I
climb on?
pass. I climb on.
All right. So you're on top of the disc. You're on the opposite side of Bloop, who's on the right side, getting ready to yoink Spectrum as they pass. So now we get down to 6 or 7 or Runelay.
A 7 for Rudele, yes.
Okay. So I'm going to move. Bloop to here. So now you're kind of starting to zoom up this street. So choose your speed.
I am going to choose 2 speed and bump up to
Okay.
4 next round.
Right, so this round will be, well, yeah, you'll add that and then move. So yeah, you can move 2 this round and you'll take those 2 with you. So move right on up there, folks. Well, yeah, that's next round. That's next round's move. Bloop, you can move to the
And
north. There
that
you
should
go.
give us, and that'll give us plenty enough movement for Bloop to grab Spectrum next round.
Yeah, now we're getting it.
Yeah. Heck, Spectrum could decide to halt movement to make it easier to hop on.
Or I could only move 1.
Well, even if you did move 2, you'd
All right.
still be adjacent technically.
Yes, I
So
would.
down to the rest of the tree. We've got anybody else left that has not taken an action? I believe.
Spectrum.
It's me. It'd be
Yeah,
Spectrum.
you're 2.
All the way down
Yeah,
to
you
2.
got
Yeah, all the
Spectrum.
way with the 2.
You
I'm
got
gonna
it too.
move the. I'm gonna move the 2.
Okay, we'll see how this works. This could be funny.
Okay.
And now we're starting to figure out the movement rules and doing some combined maneuvers already. Okay, we're back to the top of the round, which means, again, you can call out what you want to during the planning phase, and I'm going to start in a second.
Bloop will be grabbing Spectrum.
Yeah, I think we have this
Yep.
round worked out.
Grabbing pills. All right. Sorry. Louis.
Bill's here.
Yeah, shut up, Lewis. All right, so we're going to go around the table starting with Spectrum.
I hate pills.
I'm ready. There you go.
You're just hanging there? Well, this
Yeah,
is
I'm on hold.
declare-
I'm gonna grab Bloop when they get here.
Okay. Bloop,
Yeah.
you're going to yoink Spectrum. Okay.
It will be the last action, apparently.
It's going to be treated as a grapple. It's going to be treated as a grapple as you pass him. Okay?
Would I get a column shift because he is willing to be grappled?
I am willing.
No, because you're going to be moving pretty quick.
It's like we're gonna move one direction and then the other direction.
Run away.
I'm going to accelerate to 4 and catch up to Spectrum so he can get on the diff.
Gravitas.
I'm going to levitate the car bars, the rebar bars, while flying.
Okay. What are we doing?
Use my
Relocate.
levitate power on the bars to free the lady in the car.
Okay, well, you don't know who this is. You know that, the only thing that's been told you is that someone is trying to get out. Only Bloop has seen that person. You haven't
Yeah,
yet.
that's fine. I'll
Yeah, there's
I'll
some free
levitate the
rebar.
bars.
Yeah,
Okay, what's your
Bloop
range?
has let people know.
Well, we'll figure out the range when your action comes up. Roll initiative.
Okay. Oh, initiative roll is now. Okay.
Originally, yeah, and you declare first, then roll initiative.
I have declared.
And if the initiative goes sideways, then yellow agility feat thing, and then we start doing it. That's how it works.
Looks like me and Shane have to fight each other.
Yep, fight. Roll again.
Dun,
See
dun,
who's on
dun,
top.
dun, 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 dun,
Ah,
dun.
you're faster.
There you go. Gravitas is quicker. Gravitas is quicker this round. Okay, starting from the top. 11, 10.
Rudele, that's me.
Brunelay. All right.
You're 4.
You
2,
are currently
3,
moving
4.
1.
Now the other 2 can move with
move
you.
4. Yep, they're going to move with you. And no other actions?
That's it. Just getting
Okay,
myself
you
in
gotta
position so
declare
Bloop
when
can
you're
grab
done.
him.
because there's a lot of talking that happens in comic books. So talking is free action all the time. All the time. Don't be shy about it. You will need it.
No, I think
9,
we worked out this one.
8.
That's me.
All right. Now at this range, what is the range on your EC 13? It's EC 11. I got that.
It's well, the EC11 is 26, remarkable, but the power
Oh,
stunt is excellent 16.
Okay, so we're going on the power stunt then. What's the range of excellent on column A?
Column A,
is
excellent
6
is
areas.
6 areas.
Yeah, you're short. You're short. You can't reach it. You know from this distance, and you reach out with your gravitational force, and you know that you just can't grab it yet.
Okay, that's my turn.
It's a good try though. So down the list we go. From change 8 to 7.
That would be Bloop.
That would be Bloop. You need to make a grapple roll to successfully yoink Spectrum.
Yeah. Now, question.
And
Could
you're
I
moving
use
it
my
forward?
big fist power stunt for the column shift for grappling Spectrum?
Ooh. Ooh. Let's see. For grappling, that is based upon strength, so I'm going to roll yes. Yes, you can.
Yeah, so as Bloop approaches you, Spectrum, the tendril she has out like she gets a little smaller as the tendril becomes like a giant hand.
Weird little creature, aren't you?
Oh no! Oh no!
Okay, so
The giant hand.
I go from remarkable to incredible. So I
Yes.
need a 31.
That is correct. And you're moving 4 areas per round, so actually, because you're moving this fast, you're going to go down a column shift, so you would need you down a column shift because you're moving at over 3 areas per round.
Okay, so
So
I'd
that's
be
going to keep.
back down to remarkable.
Yes. You need
Okay.
36.
It's do I need to re-roll because we were talking
Reroll,
during
please.
that roll?
Yeah, reroll, please. +1 column shift because of big fist. -1
Okay.
because you are moving faster than landing speed.
Okay.
That's so it's going to
So
be remarkable.
I need to
Reroll that.
roll a 36.
Benevolent GM. Reroll that. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I need to spend 9 karma.
You only have 7. This is
No,
where.
Brunelay only has 7. I have 14.
Yeah, you have 14. Yes, you can.
Right,
Yes,
so
you'll
I will
make it.
spend 9 karma to make it a 36.
Yes.
I only have 5 karma left.
And the big karma and the big hand comes down, almost misses you, but the fingers are big enough to catch you as you're passing. So you get yoinked up by the scruff of your by the scruff of your neck and deposited on the back of the floating disc.
I'm
So
gonna
you wind
pat
up.
Bloop. I'm gonna pat Bloop on top of the head and go, "Good Bloop."
Her head jiggles from
And
the
now
patting.
you're moving as a group. Nobody else has moved. There's nobody left. Correctamundo has, because you're leaving him in the dust. So we're going to the top of the round. Make plans. I will interrupt you,
Okay.
and once I do, then we're going to start declaring formally.
So I guess the question is are you going 4 or 6?
If I go up to
I would-
6, I can get you guys up there faster, and then I can use the next round to decelerate so I can land.
I think 6 is too much. I think you stick with
DM
4.
warning. The DM warning is if you are moving at 4 or 6, so are they, and they don't
Yes.
fly.
True.
Yes.
They become
I knew that was
ballistic
coming. There's a catch to why he's letting us do this, and I do that.
Yeah.
I say
Yeah.
you stick with 4 this round so you can de-accelerate next round and land.
Sounds like a plan. That is what I will do. She will stay at this comfortable speed, seeing as how
Okay, we're gonna
everybody else is
declare-
clearly being
Okay,
a bit.
and Bloop would like to exchange places with Gravitas.
Well, if you want to climb across there, does Gravitas, what do you think about that?
Gravitas is going to try to use his levitate powers again.
Okay, you're gonna do. Okay. Now you cannot be in the same square with anybody at any time. You can't
So
do it.
you
Yeah.
were denied.
Yeah, Bloop's just kind of tapping
But
him
she doesn't
on
know
the
that
shoulder.
yet. She doesn't know that yet. Okay.
Spectrum's just hanging out for this round. Spectrum's gonna say something though, and that's why.
Okay. I'll enter this as the DM. Make sure that you're paying attention to your sheet at all times. Never waste a round. You'll learn this later.
Yeah, but we're just walking up the street right now. Like,
We have 2
It's
rounds because
been
even
40
if we
minutes
move
of trying to
forward,
get up
1,
the
2,
street.
3,
Yeah,
4.
I know. Again, it's
You're-
learning the system. I get that. I'm just telling you that from experience.
It
Okay.
feels
so-
it feels like 40 minutes, but if you think about it, it's only a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
No,
It's
it's only a
comic book
couple
time.
seconds in character, but it's been 40 minutes of
I know.
initiative rolls and
I know.
declared
I know.
actions.
It's getting
Yeah, so we
faster
can
though.
learn-
It is.
Yeah.
So
we
I'm
can
ready to
learn it.
roll. I'm ready.
We can.
We
Okay,
can
we're
speed
ready.
it up. I'm
We've
ready.
got declared. We're ready to declare. So formally, we've got all the declarations in. Roll initiative for this round.
Huh? We all did good.
Okay, great. Starting off the
Well,
round with
shit.
10. 10 is what I
Cool.
see. 10 is what we're doing.
I'm still out of range, so my turn's wasted.
Okay.
To be fair, that was hinging on me going before you in the initiative order.
Yeah.
This is why strategies can be upended. Or you can take this opportunity before we start rolling in it, before we start to change your action by a yellow agility. This is when you do that. At this point.
No,
I see no reason to change.
I don't. I'll just take it. I lose my turn.
Right. But just as a reminder, this is when you would. And this is the situation that would make you do it. Okay,
Well,
so.
you could do a agility change to accept switching places with Bloop.
Too late. 9. 8.
Well, yeah,
Eight.
I'm 9, so Bloop is
you're
just
9.
kind of. Yeah, Bloop is just kind of probably Gravitas' shoulder and be like, should Bloop be closer to action?
Gravitas just holding his hand out, focusing, and kind of just focus
Yeah,
locked in.
he's totally distracted by all of it's what happened.
And that's Bloop's turn.
So that doesn't work.
If we're gonna work together, we're gonna need a name.
Bloop and
Initiative
friends.
7. 6.
I'm 6.
You're 6.
Yeah, we can just skip over it. I'm not really doing much. I'm
5.
holding on.
4. Runelay.
And 4.
And Runelay gets to move.
1, 2,
all of you
3,
come with her.
4. And while she's flying,
you
she's
come
going
with
to turn back to Spectrum and reply with, perhaps we should wait until everyone here has some form of costume to come up with anything of that sort, like team names. Huh?
Costume's just part of the gimmick.
And the only one with a costume right now is Bloop. And you haven't
Bloop
been
and
told
friends.
why. You haven't been told why. The rest of you are in DSA jumpsuits. At least for the moment. Top of the round.
Okay, now, really could go ahead and decelerate down by 1 to 3, and then
And
that
would be
would mean
landing.
she could land.
But she could
Correct.
land, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. I could
And
land
when
put
or
us
drive off.
all in position to start acting.
Or, and this is important, you can choose to keep your existing momentum and jump off of the floating disc when she ends her move, which will mean that you will move 3 areas toward the north, or whatever that speed is, against your will. And you will move ballistically in that direction, and you'll have to land on yourselves. And you'll have to make in order to land at that speed, since you are not familiar with flying and don't know how to land and haven't done this before, it's going to be an agility feat to avoid going tumble and taking damage.
I don't trust you at all, and I say none of us do that.
I've got to decelerate to make sure they have a safer landing.
Just to let you know, this is how things are in the Ultimaverse. That you got to be aware. That's why I'm telling you.
You
Otherwise,
I would start deacceleration this round, and I'm going to use my part in this round to scan everything from here. Oh, hang on, I'm pushing the wrong button here.
Point it up.
From here backwards to about here. I want to do another scan because I didn't look at that part. So
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
so when it comes to my turn, that's what I'm gonna do.
Well, time's up. Declare actions, beginning with gravitas.
Levitate.
Levitate what?
The rebar bars on the car to free the person.
Okay. You will be probably on the disc while you do this.
Maybe. Depends on the initiative.
Depends on the initiative, yeah. Just be advised, you might be on the disc when you're...
That's fine.
Runelay.
Begin deceleration by 1 and dismiss the glyph to let everyone off safely.
At 3 areas per round?
Yes. That should be
Okay.
enough for them to land safely and for me, so.
It's gonna require an agility feat for them because they're not used to moving this fast. That's over their regular movement speed, so they're gonna have to make agility feats in order to land successfully. You know this.
Can I decelerate by 2 then?
Now we're talking. Now we're learning. Okay, I got you. Then that would not apply.
Then that is what I will do. I will decelerate by 2 so they all
Okay.
do
Bloop.
actually safe.
Bloop.
Bloop will be
Flyers?
ready to move up to the car upon landing.
Okay.
So she can sneak her head around to see what's going on the other side.
We're going to
Ooh.
run another visual check of the environment.
Okay. And you're going to do that on your turn. Okay.
Yes.
We've got the declarations. All right. Roll initiative. Let's see if anybody wants to change direction as a result.
Well,
We got 2 10s.
Y'all gotta
Battle it out. Battle it out.
yeah.
Just start punching Bloop.
All right. 10.
Well, then I would like to change Bloop's action since Bloop's turn will come before Runelay.
Yeah. This is what it's for.
Yeah. Bloop will change her action to observe with Spectrum.
Okay. What are you observing? You gotta call it.
Yeah. Well, originally she was wanting to observe around the corner, but now she'll just try to observe as best she can, basically what she can see right here.
I got you.
Because where she is right now, she could kind of get visual kind of there-ish.
That line and everything to the right, that's the way you should treat it.
Yeah. So I need to do an agility feat.
Yep, and you need a yellow.
Yep. And I have spatial awareness, which gives me a +1 column shift on all agility feats.
That is correct.
Damn, Bloop. Look at you.
Okay, so my agility is typical. So the column shifts to good. So I would need to get a 76.
Yes.
Hey, I did
Damn,
it!
Bloop.
You got it.
There
Damn.
it is.
That's her spatial awareness coming in.
Now your action has changed. All changed actions are at -1 to your turn. Anybody else want to
Okay.
change action?
So my intuition would go from typical to poor.
Yeah. Well, you are moving at pretty good speed here, even so.
All right.
If not, we're going to go from the top. Since we have changed actions, top of the round is Gravitas.
Okay. I guess roll my power stunt.
And what is the power intensity?
It's excellent for the power stunt.
It is excellent. So you're going to attempt to levitate the debris off of car number 1.
I have a
Yep.
question, and it's just for me to learn.
Yeah, go
Um,
ahead.
Is it really a power stunt if he uses his powers just to levitate the beams?
Yeah, because my
It's an
power
established-
is gravity manipulation, and the power stunt off that is to levitate shit.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay.
it's an established power stunt. It's part of his sheet. He's already gone through all of the training required to have this power stunt active at character start. It's part of his character creation. It's an established power stunt.
Well,
That's what happens when you spend the 10 and you build it up and you learn it. He's learned it. He
okay,
has
I was just curious.
There's
'Cause I was
no
like,
roll button on the power stunt or the power, so I guess I roll a D100.
You're going to run the intensity of the power stunt, which is excellent.
Yeah, that's okay.
Right. It's going to be on the excellent column.
14. I fail.
No, re-roll. Oh, that's right. That's right. There's not a button for that.
no,
Okay.
there's not.
Now, on the excellent, you need a 41.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spend
Now,
karma. That's fine.
You're not going to spend the karma? Okay. You try to move the rubble, but the rubble shifts instead and slides on top of the car, and you hear some metal crumpling sounds.
I'm gonna
So
panic.
down. Yeah. What's that?
I'm gonna panic and be like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. When you fail, bad things happen. We're still on 10. Who's got the other 10?
Bloop does.
Bloop do.
So
You have phase
full
fraction.
intuition roll for
Well,
visual.
this intuition roll on the 4 column, you don't need you don't even need a green to see what Gravitas did or tried to do. So you definitely see that. But what more do you do? What more do you see?
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
I see nothing.
I see
Yeah,
cars.
you're so distracted by the debris shifting around on top of this car. Packs a little bit, and so your attention is drawn to that. You don't moving down the chart. 9, 8.
Me, I'm 9.
Yeah.
I want to do that. I want to check everything north and what I can see there.
Okay.
Is that an intuition roll again?
It is. Green,
Okay.
yellow, red will tell you different things, and you suffer no penalty. This was your action. Well, one thing for you. You see Gravitas' failed attempt, and you're just can't because you're like, oh crap, that person's in even more trouble than they were a second.
Okay, hang on. I'm still catching up.
Yeah.
B, excellent column, and I'm short,
Yeah,
right?
check out the 22 on the excellent column.
22.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would
Yeah, you are.
need 20 more. Okay. So I just observe. That's pretty much it.
Unless you want to spend 19 karma to get a 41.
No, not for
You
not
agree?
for
Nope.
not for a freaking
Yeah, you
visual.
guys aren't even in combat yet. Yeah. So coming down from that, 8, 7,
That's me.
6, 7. Runaway. You're
I'm
currently
just
moving
gonna.
at 4 areas per round. You can accelerate or decelerate.
I decelerate down to 2,
Okay. Everybody moves
and when I
up.
arrive
Runaway.
on, and when I arrive on that spot,
Yeah.
I dismiss the glyph and let everyone off safely as the
Okay, you're
raven
gonna land.
wings tuck back into my suit.
And the whole team, you land in super, or at least the front leg bracing forward so you can absorb the impact and stop.
Bloop just kind of lets herself squish.
Right, Bloop squishes. That's Bloop does squish. You're there now. Back to the top of the round. We're starting to speed up again. Back to the top of the round.
I'm going to use my
Land.
levitate power on the car again.
I'm moving to
Okay.
the car. I'm moving to the driver's side of the car.
Okay, and these
I'm-
cars are facing south in that lane, so right hand side. Actually, so on this car, your target is this square, and you only got 2 squares of movement. You can't make it. Reconsider.
Yeah, but I can move right here, and then I can make it the next round. That's what my intention is,
Well,
unless
you'd
it
be
changes.
adjacent. No, that's wrong. You'd be adjacent. You would be adjacent to that car. Yes.
Actually,
adjacent.
wait, I just thought of something. Can I place a glyph on the car to prevent further damage so they can safely extract the civilian?
Well, the problem with that is that force field would also enclose the rubble that's currently the part of the problem.
Hmm.
You can't put the force field between the rubble and the car.
I will turn to Bloop and go, Bloop, you need to be on the left side of the car.
Yeah.
You do know your
we'll
right
get-
from your left, right?
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, the moment you say that is the moment she freezes. Be like, hey.
And this is where we declare actions. Gravitas.
Levitate.
You're going to levitate the stuff? Rune away.
If the glyph is not going to be able to separate things, I am actually going to check on the vitals of exhaust.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to move 2 squares first in order to do that. And checking on someone, that's going to be an intuition.
Okie dokie.
Bloop.
Well, I am currently torn because originally I was going to have Bloop get right there in front of Gravitas and
6 seconds.
look her head around the mound.
5.
But she has
4.
also been told, "Do you know your right from your left?"
3.
I didn't know if you did or
2.
didn't.
1.
She'll move
0.
and look around.
Move. Okay, you just barely beat. Okay, yeah, that confusion is legit. It's fine. Spectrum.
I'm going to move 2 squares and examine the car and see what's going on, how I can help.
Now it's
I want the
initiative time.
person-
Roll it.
Out of the car.
Yep, initiative. Let's
I get a
go.
3.
Get a 6.
Starting with a 9. Runaway. Your action.
I move up, and I'm going to make that intuition to see if exhaust is still with us.
Okay, make that intuition roll now. Your intuition is what?
My intuition is excellent. That's a
Okay.
30, which is not enough for me to really succeed.
Nope. You need a 41. You're not familiar enough with medical conditions to even know what condition he's in. You do know that he's underneath your protection. Keep that in mind. You can't form 2 of those at the same time, only one.
Remember, we're the heroes. Let's call up the backups to come get him.
So you don't know what his condition is, unfortunately. 9, 8, 7.
I am
Me.
going to. Oh. Was that just counting down the initiative or?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're on 7. We're on gravitas.
All right, levitate. 15. I fail again. Oh God.
Oh no! And as you fail, bits continue to crumble over the side of this car now. Now that you're just destabilizing these things rather than doing any good.
Stop that! I'm gonna put a hand out in front of Gravitas.
I'm trying to help. I have to save her.
You're gonna kill him.
I'm doing
You
my
don't even
best.
know because of the horror. You've never even seen that. And Spectrum didn't see it either. 6.
Well, I'm assuming.
Didn't see.
Yes, you are.
I'm confused.
Initiative
you.
is 6. You're on.
I'm 6. I'm gonna move
Yeah.
my 2. 1.
Move
Let's
your
move first. There's 2. And now that
Yeah.
I'm here, what can I
Yes.
see with this car? Like, how can I help?
Well, there
And
is
who's the
concrete
person in the
slab.
car? Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Well, if you're gonna if you're gonna do this intuition roll again, then do it now.
Okay. 54. I pass.
With a what? Color is
I have a.
important.
I have a. I'm sorry. What? I have a 54, and my intuition is excellent.
Yeah.
So
I
what
You
only
need
color
to
need
did
like
you
a
tell
get?
me
41. It's a green.
color.
Sorry. It's a
It's a
green.
green. There we go. Anytime we do these feats, tell me what the color is, because that
Okay.
determines what happens.
Okay.
Okay, so you got a green. Looking at this car, you notice that there is an unstable piling of rubble, large and small concrete shattered pieces, some of them with rebar poking out. A couple of them have slid off of the car and added to the pile that Runelay just climbed up. This rubble gets thicker and thicker as you look in this direction. There's a lot of it coming from, or that has come from, this wall, which has sheared away its facade entirely. There's glass and vertical rebar that has spiked itself into the ground at this location beyond the car. Inside the car is not a woman, but a man who has a business suit on and a stethoscope around his neck, and he is pounding furiously at the driver's side of the car, which is on this side of the car, trying to get out, but he can't because there's one of the slabs has fallen off of the car and has pinned him in.
Okay. I have a question. I'm pretty sure it's a power stunt. But on my next turn, could I use my beams like a cutting torch and cut it? Cut him out of the car.
No, you cannot. Your beams, well, let me reconsider that, because a lot of energy emission can do that naturally.
Yeah, that would be a power stunt though. You have to spend 100 karma on it to start it.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no, because you can attack the material strength of the top of the car. Problem
Yes.
is, and this comes to you relatively quickly, these are loose pieces that are going to cave in on top of him to do that.
But okay, so I can control my light, the intensity and the frequency of it. So if I use it, could I use it to cut the glass and pull him out?
Oh, the windshield.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's not a power stunt. That's just
No, that's just
attacking
using my
an object.
that's just using my power.
Right. But it's more difficult than normal, so it's going to be a more difficult feat.
Okay. That's my plan then. That's what I'm gonna do next round.
Yeah, it's not a power stunt. You can attack a material. Yes, you can. So we're still in the round, and while you're thinking about it and trying to puzzle things through, how do you? No, you don't. Okay, so we're down to 7, 6,
Well, we
5.
were on 6. I was 6.
We're on 6. 5, 4, 3,
That's me.
2. Where you at, Bloop?
Bloop is moving over there and snaking her head around the corner
Oh,
to
now
to see what's happening over here.
what's happening over here is that you have a pile of rubble from here all the way over to here as that facade has sheared away, and it's 4 stories tall. So it's a big pile of rubble that you'd have to get over, which is difficult terrain. It halves your movement if you move over any of these squares from here to here in a box. Okay? Now,
That's just rubble.
I think you do
yes.
like that. I don't know if y'all can see that or not.
Mhm.
I can see it.
Wrong thing.
It's the Green Ranger.
And you do see two of the supers that Mark DeWitt mentioned. And I will put, since you can see them and they've come around the corner, I'm going to post them from here. Okay? So you can be
For a minute, I thought you did that.
the first guy who's facing you, who's closer with the green visor, is this guy.
Accurate.
And he's arguing with, let me get him. Now that you can see him, he's arguing with this guy.
That's not really the Green Ranger, though, guys. That's the Yellow Ranger.
They're both Yellow Rangers.
That's why they're
And
arguing.
now, Bloop and only Bloop, you can see these two arguing. And the second guy with the double guns and the blue visor is with the guy and told you we never should have done this. We should have talked to High Steel and gotten him back here. And the first guy argues, well, High Steel isn't here now. And there's some guardsmen cordoning off the area, so we better steamroller soon. Don't worry about that. The first guy says, well, don't worry about him. He's got vibration power. He can just vibrate him out of the rubble. This is stupid. And the first guy says, well, never mind that. I'm in charge here. We're out here on lookout until we get steamroller free. And the other guy goes, hey, wait, is that somebody peeking around the corner? Does he see you? What is his intuition? Because he's the only one who's trying to look. Oh yeah, wrong layer. They're on the tokens layer. Yeah. His intuition is, because he's looking over there, his intuition is remarkable.
Guys,
Oof.
they have a lot of karma.
So he gets to roll on.
Are y'all
Remarkable
noticing their karma?
When I was briefly in the game as a GM, I briefly saw that.
Oh,
They
you as
got
a
a lot.
GM, Kenzo? We told you to go as a player.
Oh,
I
I
didn't
got
know.
slapped hard. I thought the percentage would work.
How did I join as a GM?
Because you're a GM.
Oh, wow. That's a double lot. That's a double lot. Critical
Oh
success.
man!
Well, they
There
see
it
them.
is. He looks over and he says, wait, look over there.
Hang on, I'll
Supers.
be right back.
I-Beam turns around and says, oh, crap. That's not a guardsman. That's a full super. We might be in trouble. And that's where we'll take
Bloop will
slight
speak up.
intermission.
Be like,
Yeah.
which way is left and which way is right?
What is she even talking about? I don't know. I don't know what she's talking about. But we better get her. We better make sure that we take all those case. And that's where we'll take a 5-minute intermission. We're gonna